You can play this event normally, or you can follow the top tips to get the most out of this event. Today we're running through those tips, everything you need to know about this event. Let's get into it. So this event is going to be Friday, May 30th, 10 a.m. to Tuesday, June 3rd, 8 p.m. your local time. We'll have the bonuses of half egg incubator distance, 1.5 times hatch XP, increased chance on shiny mana from research, increased chance to hatch shiny mana. My guess for the shiny odds on both of those will be 1 in 64, and increased shiny odds on shiny Morlul from the wild and the research. I'm guessing from the wild 1 in 128 and from research 1 in 64. Max particle collection limit will also be increased to 1600, and power spots will drop 800 max particles per power spot. The event spawns will be Chansey, Meryl, Furfrou, Cutiefly, Morlul, Komala, Hatena, and rare spawns for Snorlax and Chimecho. 2 kilometer eggs during the event will be hatching Klingling, Munna, Spritzee, and Swirlix. 5-star raids will have Tapu Bulu with Nature's Madness, and Mega raids will have Mega Altaria. Max battles you'll see Ghastly, Pidove, Rookidee, Phalanx, and Chansey. Event field research tasks will be getting you Munna, Cutiefly, Morlul, Komala, and Hatena. There'll be a paid time research you can buy for $2 USD, or in the in-game store you can buy for $2 USD and get additional 5 Ultra Balls. This time research will give you an extra bonus of 2 times Hatch Stardust on the point of purchase and will last until the end of the event. This time research will also get you the following rewards of 2 Super Incubators and encounters with Munna and Morlul. There'll be event exclusive collection challenge during the event that will get you encounters and more. This event also just had the debut of Gigantamax Rillaboom. The same weekend this event is happening, May 31st, 6 a.m. to June 1st, 9 p.m. will be the Gigantamax Rillaboom Max Battle weekend. Okay, how do we get the most out of this event? Let's first dive into the wild spawns and which ones you should focus on. Starting off with Chansey and Blissey being the best gym defenders in Pokemon Go. Also, Chansey and Blissey are great Dynamax Pokemon, so this is a good opportunity to grind candies for these Pokemon through the wild spawns. Meryl's also spawning in the wild, which you could evolve into Azumarill. Azumarill is currently ranked number 21 in the Great League, very strong, and has always been a top Great League Pokemon. Furfrou is also spawning in the wild, which is not a great Pokemon, but if you're attending any IRL events this summer, can be a great shiny to go ahead and form change and trade away as trade bait. Specifically, if you're attending Osaka Go Fest, you can get the Kabuki trim. If you're attending New Jersey Go Fest, you can get the Debutante trim. If you're attending Paris Go Fest, you can get both the Diamond trim and the La Reine trim. So try to get your shiny versions and trade them then. Morlul is also spawning, which is a boosted Stardust Pokemon, getting you 500 Stardust per catch. Great way to farm Stardust before Go Fest. Morlul is also in field research tasks, so you can actually run from those field research task encounters and stack the Morluls to go ahead and catch them during 3 times catch Stardust events. Hatena is also spawning in the wild, which evolves into Hatterene. Hatterene is the number 7 fairy type rare attacker in Pokemon Go. Hatterene also does have a Gigantamax form, which could come to Pokemon Go in the future. So a perfect time to grind candies for this Pokemon. Hatterene will be the best GMAX fairy type attacker. Snorlax is also spawning in the wild, which did just recently have its Gigantamax variant released. So a good time to grind candies for that Pokemon. You can also use Snorlax as a gym defender. Finally, Chimecho is another boosted Stardust Pokemon spawning in the wild, getting you 1000 Stardust per catch. Great way to farm Stardust for Global Go Fest. What about raids? Which one should we focus on? Starting off with Tapu Bulu, the number 20 grass type attacker in Pokemon Go with Bullet Seed and Grass Knot, and number 16 in the Master League. Could change though with the new season. Mega Altaria is also in there, which Altaria is currently ranked 199 in the Great League. Could change with the new season, but not bad. But Altaria is mainly great because of its typing, giving mega boost for Dragon and Fairy type Pokemon, which are very useful Pokemon to get more candies for, especially during things like Day 2 of Global Go Fest, when things like Zacian will be in raids, but also Frigibax, Dino, and Jangmo will be in the wild. What about max battles though? Which one should we focus on? Starting off with Ghastly. Dynamax Gengar is one of the best ghost type max attackers currently in game, not including the Gigantamax form. Additionally, you can get good IV Gengars for Gengar in raids. Mega Gengar is a top ghost type attacker in Pokemon Go, and regular Gengar being a top ghost type attacker as well. Dynamax Rookidee is also in there, which evolves into Dynamax Corviknight, a great tank Pokemon in Pokemon Go for the Dynamax battles. This will be the best tank Pokemon against Gigantamax Rillaboom, for example, if you want to grind that in advance. Corviknight also does have a Gigantamax variant, which will come to Pokemon Go in the future, so you can grind candies for that. On top of that, Corviknight is one of the best Great League and Ultra League Pokemon in PvP right now. Might change with the new season, but it's currently ranked number 5 in the Great League and number 1 in the Ultra League. Chansey and Blissey are good in Pokemon Go because Dynamax Blissey is a top max attacking tank. Overall, the best tank Pokemon in Dynamax battles, and I would recommend everybody has at least 2 of these Pokemon powered up to level 50, especially with their max moves like Max Spirit leveled up. Chansey and Blissey are also just good gym defenders as a whole, and it's a perm boosted shiny, 1 in 64 shiny if you want to try to get a Dynamax shiny. And that brings us into our big boy Gigantamax, the Rillaboom. So yes, Rillaboom is coming to max battles this weekend. Why should we take it down and how do we take it down? Well, Rillaboom is going to be the second grass type Gigantamax coming to Pokemon Go, but will be the top grass type max attacker for the foreseeable future. AK, yes, it will be better than Gigantamax Venusaur. Also, Rillaboom is a solid grass type attacker already in Pokemon Go, being the number 16 with Razor Leaf and Grass Knot, even better when it gets Frenzy Plant. So how do we take it down? Well, Rillaboom is going to be a pure grass type Pokemon, making weak to Fire, Bug, Poison, Flying, and Ice with 100% IV of 1899. Now, Rillaboom could have two types of attacks. Its large attack, which is going to hit everybody and you can't dodge, and its target attack, which will focus on one Pokemon at a time, and you will know it's focused on you because those three little Spidey sense lines will appear above your Pokemon's head and you can dodge it. The ideal moves for Gigantamax Rillaboom to have is Grass Knot and Energy Ball, as these are both grass type moves and it makes it very easy to just put in Pokemon that resist grass type moves and tank hits easily. However, if it ends up having Earth Power, it's not a huge deal. Rillaboom's moveset just kind of sucks, and overall it shouldn't be too bad to resist most of its attacks. So the best attackers are going to start off with Gigantamax Charizard with the fast move of Dragon Breath, or whatever fast move you have, because no matter what, it'll get its GMAX move. Next up, Dynamax Darmanitan with Fire Fang, Dynamax Moltres with Wing Attack, Dynamax Cinderace with Ember, and Dynamax Entei with Fire Fang. The best tank / healer Pokemon you want to use on versus Gigantamax Rillaboom. Number 1 is going to be Dynamax Corviknight with Sand Attack, Dynamax Blissey with Pound, Dynamax Charizard with Dragon Breath, or Gigantamax Charizard, Dynamax Butterfree with Bug Bite, and Dynamax Rillaboom itself with Scratch. Team building recommendations, as always, I recommend having 2 tank Pokemon in the first 2 slots and your attacker in the 3rd slot. Build your Dynamax meter with your tanks. When you Dynamax, switch out to your attacker, use your 3 max moves and switch back into your tank. Repeat until you win. Remember, after 6 minutes, the Dynamax boss will get enraged, so if you haven't defeated after 6 minutes, it's going to start one-shotting all your things. You might as well retry or go find more people to help you. You can also remote raid these things. Remember, 10 remote raids a day, but it does cost a remote pass and max particles. Now, a lot of these spawns in the wild are very useful, as you mentioned, to grind candies. So how do we get more candies out of any of these wild spawns and play this event smarter? First of all, use Pineaps or Silver Pineaps. Regular Pineapple berries will double your catch candy, and Silvers will increase it by 2.34. Also, Mega Evolve a Pokemon. Anytime you Mega Evolve a Pokemon, any Pokemon you catch that shares a type with the Mega, you'll get more candy, XP, and XL candy for catching Pokemon of that type. This event includes spawns of normal, water, fairy, and bug type Pokemon. So the best Megas I would recommend is number 1, Mega Audino. It'll give you more catch candy for Chansey, Marill, Furfrou, Cutiefly, Morlo, Komala, and Snorlax. Or Mega Gardevoir, which will give you more candies for Marill, Cutiefly, Morlo, or Chimecho. I'd go with the Audino, but let me know what you go with. You can also trade away Pokemon. Anytime you trade away a Pokemon, you're going to get a guaranteed XL candy. And it's the last couple days of the season in my mastery before this bonus does go away. So take advantage of this, catch Snorlaxes or whatever Pokemon you might want, and trade them away before the season ends. Also, drop Pokemon at power spots, especially this weekend. Not only does stationing Pokemon at power spots make it easier for other people to take down that Gigantamax or Dynamax boss, but you can also get up to 5 free candies for whatever Pokemon you dropped in. So dropping in things like Toxtricity, Lapras, I don't know, legendary Dynamax Pokemon, any Pokemon in there will give you candy for those Pokemon as a reward. 35 Platinum Medals go from level 48 to 49 in Pokemon Go. Which one should we work on during the event? Of course, the type medals, things like the Swimmer medal. We have normal spawning, so the School Kid medal, all medals you can go ahead and work on. These medals will also give you an increased catch rate for catching Pokemon of that type. We do have less egg incubator distance during the event, so you can work on your breeder medal if you want to hatch a bunch of 2-kilometer eggs. This would also work on your Jogger medal. Always try your best to win the showcases that we have during this event, or any time to work on your Showcase Star medal. Win 100 Pokestop showcases. It does get you a PhD Pikachu encounter at the end. If you're going to be raiding during the event, I recommend doing 1 raid at least every single species of Pokemon if you've never raided it before. This will work on your Rising Star medal to feed 150 species of Pokemon in raids. Finally, if you're going to raid with a friend, you can work on your Rising Star Duo medal, win 2,000 raids with a friend. Now, I always recommend downloading all assets in the advanced section of your settings to get the most out of every event. This will download all the game assets to your phone, so your phone is not pulling them off the internet, making for a smoother gameplay experience. You can also activate native refresh rate while you're in there, so your phone is using your native refresh rate, making for a smoother gameplay experience. Also, activate an adventure effect to get the most out of this event. Your options are Spatial Rend, which is Palkia's adventure effect, which will double your spawn radius from 40 meters to 80 meters. The more spawns you can see, the more you can catch, the more candy and XL candy you can get. You can also, if you're going to be more focused on catching Pokemon, use the Iceburn adventure effect, which is White Kerm's adventure effect, giving you a 1.5 times catch multiplier. This is especially useful if you're going to be doing Gigantamax Rillaboom battles to ensure you catch the Rillabooms. Now, as I mentioned before, stacking research is a top tip during this event. Morlo is one of the field research task encounters, and it gets you 500 Stardust per catch. So any Morlo encounters you get, run from them, put them in your stack task, and wait for a 2 times or 3 times catch Stardust event. For example, the Phantom Ruins event happening 14th to the 18th of June includes a paid time timed research, which does get you the bonus of 2 times catch Stardust. So if you're going to end up buying that bonus, you can get more out of your Mortal catches. If you don't want to buy that ticket, you can wait even longer until the next bonus that comes for free. Also, make sure you maximize your daily max particle allowance to get more Gigantamax Rillaboom battles for free. If you're trying to maximize the amount of max particles you can collect each day during the event, you can manage to collect up to 2,300 each day. To achieve this, you need to collect 1,500 max particles by collecting 300 max particles from walking 2 kilometers. You only do this 5 times to get to 1,500 max particles. Then you can collect 800 max particles from a power spot. If you manage to collect 2,300 max particles every day throughout the event, that's going to be 11,500 max particles, which you can use to unlock or power up any max moves or battle in any max battles. That, for example, is 46 tier 1 max battles. Now, if you do want to maximize on the amount of Gigantamax Rillaboom battles you can complete during the weekend for free, I'd recommend saving 2,200 max particles on Friday. So make sure you collect 600 max particles from walking 2 kilometers twice, and then claim 800 max particles from power spots twice. You would need to start at 0 out of 1,500 max particles in your collection, so make sure you just spend a bunch of them on powering up max moves. Nonetheless, 2,200 max particles saved over from Friday, and then you collect again those on Saturday and on Sunday. That's going to be a total of 8 free Gigantamax Rillaboom battles for free. So hold on to those max particles on Friday and use them on the weekend for Rillaboom. Also, when you're doing Gigantamax Rillaboom battles, you do get a lot of XP and Stardust, specifically 25,000 XP and 25,000 Stardust per battle you complete. Now, with a lucky egg, you can double your XP, and with a star piece, you can 1.5 times your Stardust. You can also then spend 200 Pokecoins to double these rewards for a total of 100,000 XP and 75,000 Stardust per battle. Highly recommended you party up with your friends and share items with your friends so you guys can share lucky eggs and star pieces, so everybody has those active when you're doing Gigantamax Rillaboom battles. Finally, if you're looking to get the most out of the event or just looking for people to play the event with, remember to attend a community ambassador meetup. Going on Campfire, sorting by meetups, and looking for the ones hosted by a community ambassador, which have rewards enabled, can get you special items. For example, if people end up hosting meetups for Gigantamax Rillaboom, you can attend those, and most likely you will get a timed research, which will get you free max particles to take on more max Rillabooms. So look for those community ambassador meetups. That's where going to be the most amount of players, especially if you're looking for people to take on these battles with. Guys, watch those 2 videos on screen if you enjoyed this one. Good luck during the Serene retreat event. I'm going to be at Osaka Go Fest this weekend, so stay tuned for plenty of fun content coming out. And follow for tips. Peace.